Calaroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. I think Jim Gaffigan actually won the Grammys. Nate Bargatze's got a Super Bowl commercial, and of course, Amy Schumer wants us to talk about her. Let's start with the Grammys. You may have heard there was a rather big basketball trade over the weekend. That led to this joke.
During the break, I don't know how to say this, Trevor Noah was traded to the Dallas Mavericks. So I know this is a shock, but I am now your host.
Really great stuff from Jim. I'll circle back to Jim in a second. Line of the night I'm going to give to the John Wessling from Threads, who wrote, "Congratulations to FX's The Bear for their Grammy win for Best Comedy Album." Best Comedy Album actually went to Dave Chappelle. I'm really impressed. 3 in a row. First of all, you have to put out 3 albums 3 years in a row to even win. So that speaks to the quality of the work that Dave's been putting out. I haven't seen the reaction pieces yet. I guarantee you they're coming about Dave and punching down and on the transgender topic again. I have no doubt those are coming later in the week. But for now, he's the Tom Brady of comedy. 3 straight Grammys for Best Comedy Album. Nobody's going to do that anytime soon. Nikki Glaser was on the red carpet. She says she is not signed to host the Golden Globes. I will take Nikki herself over the reporting, and I've been part of that reporting in the past. But let's hear it straight from Nikki Glaser.
You know what? It felt so good because the goal going in was, I made like a mission statement before I began preparing. I was like, okay, what I want to do is I want to be funny, but when I watch a award show, I just want to feel like I'm in good hands. I want to watch someone go, I want her to watch. I wanted to leave that award show and have people go, I want her to host more things. That was comfortable to watch. I wasn't nervous for her. And that's what it came away with. All the reviews were like, she looked like she was in the pocket. We'd like her to host more things. I was like, I achieved my goal. I just wanted people to have a fun time and not feel like I was going after anyone, but like having some fun. Yes. Like I worked hard to hit that tone and I felt I succeeded. I keep seeing headlines that are like, she's got a deal to do 3 more. I haven't heard about this yet, but I think it would be, I think I like them as much as they like me, and I would like to keep this relationship going because I had a blast doing it. It was hard work, but it was the best job I've ever had. I'm ready to come back and host the Golden Globes again. It was truly the most fun night I've had in so long, and I didn't have a Christmas because of it, but I don't need a Christmas. Nikki also talked about Taylor Swift. I forget that I hosted the Golden Globes. I'm just here as like, am I allowed to be here? I'm a comedian. You feel like, if you're not a musician, you kind of feel like, what am I doing? Even though I was nominated for a Grammy this year, I still feel a little bit like out of my element, like I snuck in. I'm just trying to fit in. But yes, I feel good.
Okay, want to ask you, how much did you really spend on those Taylor Swift shows?
I mean, I'm gonna say probably, because I would fly my friends in, I would put them up, I'd pay for their tickets, I'd buy them merch. So I would say 70 to 100. Like, it was a lot. But I just want to remind people, I don't have kids. I don't have a house. I don't have a nice car. I don't buy handbags. I wear a Lululemon fanny pack. Like, I spend my money on experiences, and that's the number one thing to me.
Does Taylor know this? Does she acknowledge your, fandom?
No, but I think she's probably a little bit like, yikes, lady. I don't.
No, come on.
I mean, I'm sure she loves her fans, so I'm sure she's like, that's cool, but I'm not waiting for anything from her. Like, I truly am, I come at it from, I just am a fan. I like watching her perform. I'm not trying to angle for any, I wonder if she'll give me a letter or something,
Right.
I like to sit back and watch her shine.
Taylor did not make any jokes about Joe Coy, which is a shame. Back to Gaffigan. Jim was on the red carpet, and this is pretty painfully unfunny.
It never gets old, but I like to think 8-time Grammy loser.
No!
I am so thrilled to be nominated, but it's weird. I don't have an expectation of winning, but that's also, that's the better vibe to carry into the event. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm dressed like a Batman villain, so that's all you need to do, right?
Your category is stacked, too, with your friends.
Oh, absolutely, and people are having incredible years, and there's legends, so it's really just cool to be included.
Well, for the record, villains usually do dress better than the heroes, so
that's right.
You can take that one.
Yes. So maybe since I'm dressed like a villain, maybe I'll win.
I like that
I'll
theory.
steal it. Be weird. It'll be another thing to get used to winning, because I've never really. I mean, I've won. You know what I mean? At being nominated.
We're gonna change the teleprompter so fast in the event that you win.
If I win, yeah. Now we'll do it where I won. I can't believe I won.
What does this mean to you?
It was so great. And I feel like, I'm just so humbled by all of it. And now we'll do it where I have to split it with someone.
Okay.
Who are we splitting it with? Nikki, Trevor?
I think it's Nikki. All right, here, we're going to do it where I'm so happy for Nikki. Nikki won. And, I'm so happy also for Trevor for winning because he's been part of the Grammys, and I think he was great tonight. I'm so happy for Ricky. You know what I mean? It's it's good that he's being acknowledged, and I'm thrilled for Dave because finally he's winning something. I mean, he hasn't ever lost, but I'm so happy that Dave Chappelle, a legend, is here to take every single award from every comedian.
Nate Bargatze will star in a Super Bowl ad for DoorDash. Now, what's interesting is usually they release the Super Bowl commercials early. They didn't release the commercial. They released a teaser for the commercial. Let's listen.
Save $5 on that takeout order. $5 saved on my sneaker $6 in savings on my grocery order. Carry the two. Consider coefficient sneakers equals.
That's a 15 that I trimmed a little bit. The ad during the Super Bowl would be a 30. Nate told Variety, I use DoorDash regularly. I used it 2 nights ago. I'm only not using it right now because I'm in a hotel, and then I'll be back at it. DoorDash approached him after hearing Nate joke about DoorDash during his most recent SNL appearance. Of producing commercials, Nate says it's like, making a mini movie. There's not a live audience or anything. But it was all still enjoyable. I'm in trouble if I ever go to something that's not going to be fun. He had hoped to keep his Super Bowl project quiet. He debated whether or not he should tell his parents. He did. He's now excited for more people to see him. He said, not a lot of people. It's going to be a big, big surprise that it's happening, and I can't wait to see what people think. Jon Stewart lost a bet, and he had to go to the Knicks game at Madison Square Garden, decked out in Philadelphia Eagles gear. Jon was booed by the Knicks faithful. Jon had a bet against Knicks star Jalen Brunson. They had bet on the Eagles-Giants game, and the Giants lost. Jon had to pay up in a Saquon Barkley jersey. Saquon used to play for the Giants, now plays for the Eagles. Jalen came over to compliment Jon's fit. Also at the Knicks game, Amy Schumer, who wants us to talk about her. She's got a movie coming out Wednesday, and boy, Amy, for the amount of press you've been doing, for the amount of stories you've been sharing, this movie better be good, because if it's not good and you've used your entire arsenal promoting it, I don't know where that leaves you, During halftime at the Knicks-Lakers game, the Knicks City Dancers invited Amy to the court. The cheerleading squad called out Amy, who pretended to be shocked at the gesture, and then flawlessly executed a dance to Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. She was recreating an iconic scene from her film Trainwreck, which came out 10 years ago. The coordinated number featured Amy Schumer front and center. The dance ended with a group pose. Amy blew kisses to the crowd. The crowd included LeBron James of the Lakers, who was also in Trainwreck. She also was given the title Rookie of the Year in a feature on the Knicks City Dancers Instagram. Olivia Munn went on Amy's Insta and wrote, "This is iconic." Chelsea Handler added, "Yes." Katie Couric, who was at MSG, wrote, "So glad I was there to witness this. Go Amy." Amy has revealed that she called Kim Kardashian to get permission for a joke that's in the new movie. Amy was on a satellite radio program and said, "I want to make this joke where I'm reading a kid, instead of a bedtime story, a tabloid." I pitched Kim a couple jokes. I asked if she would mind. She didn't mind. How cool is she? Spoilers, in case you're excited about Amy's upcoming movie. There once was a family of beautiful princesses called the Kardashians, and they lived in a palace that their dad bought them by defending a murderer. According to Amy, Kim had no issue with the joke about her father, Robert Kardashian. Amy said, "She's like, yeah, do the one about my dad defending a murderer. She was that chill. She's such a good sport. Kinda pregnant. Out tomorrow. Are you excited?" Yeah. So you need something to watch tonight. Good news. Hulu has acquired the rights to Stavros Halkias's Let's Start a Cult. That was the indie dark comedy co-written and executive produced and starring Stavros. It is out on Hulu now. Pete Davidson has revealed how many tattoos out of his 200 he will keep. Pete told Jimmy Fallon maybe like 2 or 3. Pete told Fallon that he probably had like 200 tattoos, most of which are almost gone now. I've been burning them off. They burn off a layer of your skin, then it has to heal for 6 to 8 weeks. You can't get in the sunlight, and then you've got to do it like 12 more times. Fallon was curious why he had gotten so many tattoos. Pete said, "I don't know, everybody was getting tattoos like 5 years ago. Remember that?" Fox Business reported on Matt Rife digging the Rhode Island suburbs. Rife said, there were 3 things on my checklist. I wanted to get what I was actually paying for. There was a massive place that was probably the same price as a 2-bedroom with no yard in L.A. I needed to have some kind of comedy scene, and Providence has the Comedy Connection out there. Great club. Boston's 45 minutes away, an amazing comedy scene, and convenient for travel. Providence is like my Burbank Airport, and Boston is like my LAX. How did he find Rhode Island? You know what I mean. He said, I was performing at Mohegan Sun, 5 shows, something like that. Mohegan Sun is a casino in Connecticut, if you're not familiar with Mohegan Sun. Us Northeasterners are. Mohegan Sun was an hour away, and we were on, Zillow, and I was like, I'll peep this real quick, and we went and checked it out, and I was like, this costs like 1 show at Mohegan Sun. Awesome. Fox Business reports Rife's comedy tour grossed more than most of the biggest names in comedy last year, topping everybody but Nate. Nate's tour reportedly had a net gross of $82.2 million last year, selling over 1 million tickets. According to Billboard, Rife's 256 shows sold 733,000 or so tickets, grossing $57.5 million. Always good to hear from the listeners. I heard from Andres, who reacted to my commentary over the weekend where I explained I'm a slider. In case you missed it, at some point, I'm from a different universe. At some point, I made the jump from where I'm from to this universe where you guys spell the names of certain celebrities differently. Where I'm from, the guy from Flight of the Conchords is named Jermaine Clement with an R. Andres wrote, hey man, I heard what you said about Jermaine. I'm not sure if it was specifically spelled with a J or it could have been a G, but definitely had an R on Flight of the Conchords. Thank you. Andres is apparently where I'm from. A new book called Fight Inside the Wildest Battle for the White House claims that Elon Musk and Dana White convinced Joe Rogan not to interview Kamala Harris. The book claims Harris's team wanted to do Rogan and was willing to accommodate Rogan. Rogan's team had insisted on doing the interview at Rogan's studio. The only time Rogan has traveled for a guest was in 2019 to speak with whistleblower Edward Snowden. According to the book, given Rogan's demands, the Harris team rearranged her schedule to do a campaign event in Texas. As the story goes, Harris's deputy campaign manager told Rogan, we could do Friday the 25th. One of Rogan's reps said, wish we had known about this sooner because he has the 25th blocked out as a personal day. Campaign person, what about Saturday morning? Rogan's team, only if it's before 8:30 a.m. Campaign manager, the vice president of the United States is offering to come to your effing show and you keep putting up more hoops. The Harris team continued to try and make it work. Then Rogan was like, nah, never mind. On October 25th, the day that Rogan had the personal day, Trump was in Austin to appear on Rogan's podcast. I guess that makes sense that you can't tell the Harris campaign that Trump is coming the day that you want to do it. So that all makes sense to me. Fun story regardless, and that is your comedy news for today. If you are finding the program on the new YouTube 24/7 stream, what I've done is I've created just an audio channel that plays, say, like the last 2 weeks of this program on a loop. If you're finding this program this way, there's no video. I know you figured that out by now, but like people get mad and they're like, how come there's no video? Because there's no video. It's an audio podcast that I stuck up on YouTube, but I appreciate you sampling the show, and it does come out in audio form 7 days a week at 3:05 a.m. Eastern Time if you want to follow in a podcast app. See you tomorrow.